Skipping Through Theatre podcast with Nathan and Maddie.
Hello and welcome back to the last Skipping Through Theatre episode before our summer break. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Nathan, and today we are so excited to be joined by a performer who's graced some of the biggest stage in the West End. It's Thomas Walton.
You might have seen him as Pepper in Mamma Mia. He is also toured as Mickey in Everybody's Talking About Jamie, and he impressively played Oggy in the puppetry-driven show The Artist.
Thomas, thank you so much for being here. Let's jump right in. Can you take us back to your first ever West End audition? What was it like?
Yes, so weirdly, I actually had to think about this. I was trying to think about what West End auditions I've actually had, and West End auditions, it probably is only just Mamma Mia. Everything I've auditioned before Mamma Mia was either cruises, pantomimes, UK tours, things like that. So I don't think I've actually been in a West End or audition until Mamma Mia, yeah, it was a bit of a weird experience because I was on Jamie at the time, and I'd already booked another job when going for Mamma Mia, so I actually wasn't planning on doing it. I was planning on doing this other job that I'd booked, and I just sort of like went through the rounds and just kind of enjoyed the process. It was because there was kind of no pressure to get it because I'd already got this sort of other job lined up. I just enjoyed the auditions, not expecting at all that I'd get offered Pepper. And then yeah, sort of like 6-7 rounds later, I got offered the job. So yeah, my experience of West End auditions is actually quite limited compared to other performers, which I'm not too fussed about. I really enjoy UK tours. I enjoy regional theatre. But yeah, it was strange. I did think about that. It's literally the only West End audition I've ever done, I think.
Yeah.
That's lovely though, how you didn't feel like you had any pressure on you because, it was just more relaxed.
I think that's the best way that people can get through auditions. If you go into an audition approaching it as if you need to get that audition and you need to book that job, then I think it's dependent person to person. But I definitely think that pressure doesn't support me in the room. I prefer going into an audition as if it's a free class that I get to enjoy. And I literally just go into it as if it is a class, and I leave the audition as if it is a class, with no expectations, and anything that comes out of it is just a bonus. And I think that's how I approach every audition now.
Because in the end of the day, you're going to learn stuff and it's going to be beneficial anyway. That's going to help you become a better person in the world of theatre. So
Yeah, absolutely, and particularly with dance. I mean, if you go to a dance class, at Pineapple, they're not probably too dissimilar to an audition. You go in, you learn material, you perform it. It's kind of this. It's very similar to a setup of you sort of average MT dance class at Pineapple. So I always think, well, it's just an opportunity to go to class, and that's, I think, when you in classes when you usually perform the best because you're the most relaxed. So yeah, that's my personal advice on approach to auditions.
how would you prepare for an opening night? Like, is there a go-to ritual or like something you do to prepare yourself?
Yeah, so I really struggle with those high pressure nights, and generally those high pressure nights are not always my best performance because I do always think the nerves really take over, and the adrenaline, and if you can harness that, it can be really useful, but sometimes it can be too much. So I do a lot of breath work, do a lot of meditation on those nights, like press nights, opening nights, those special sort of media nights, things like that, when there's like important people in. I always tend to go to sort of more of a quiet place, calm myself down, do some breath work. And I also, in every dressing room, if I can do, I mean, I've got here at the Novello backstage, I've got a little like clipboard, like corkboard, next to my mirror, and I always put up photos of friends, family, pets that I've had over the years. Just always a way to kind of like ground myself. And I always think that's a nice way to kind of it always on tour. I used to take those photos around and put them up at each theatre, and it means like this industry sometimes you can always be kind of away from. Like I don't feel like necessarily I would say I have like a home because I'm always about and move, like each job is where you go to. So if there's
Mm.
something like that, like a collection of photos that I can take around with me, that creates a sense of like home. And my home is kind of
Yeah.
within myself and within the dressing room of which I'm at. Because that's the thing that is always sort of changing. So that's something that I always sort of like set up around an opening night. And that's something that I kind of leave there throughout a contract. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say that's my main sort of like ritual, should you say, bit before a show.
Yeah, it is a nice thing to have.
Very
Um,
comforting, I would say.
yeah, particularly, I'm a big animal lover, so I've got all the
Mm.
dogs that I've had over the years that come around with me.
What
Um,
dogs have you had, if you don't
Oh,
mind me asking?
no, I've had plenty of dogs. I've had a few Jack Russells, Golden Retrievers. I've got a British Bulldog at the minute. I've had a Shih Tzu. Yeah, loads of
Oh, you've
dogs.
had loads.
Yeah. Between my mum and dad's house, I've had quite a lot of pets.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
quite a few cats as well. So yeah, they're always my favorite friends to sort of take round in my sort of photo collection.
Mm.
So have you had a pinch me moment on stage? One of those I can't believe this is my job feelings.
Um, I have it. I'm not gonna lie, I've had it with every job I've done. I mean, it's always a pinch me moment to say that I get to go out and do what I love and actually make a living out of it, and that's really special. But I think the biggest pinch me moment has to be Pepper. It has to be this show, just purely because this is a show that I saw when I was about 11, 12 when it was on tour, and I can remember seeing the part of Pepper and thinking, because I'm quite a short person. A lot of short guys in the industry have sort of limited characters that they can go for. And Pepper was always one of those ones that I thought, I really want to do this job in the future, and if I could play Pepper, that'd be amazing. And to sort of play it here in London, where it started, and I'm a huge ABBA fan, which
Oh,
I kind of kept
100%.
quiet, but I absolutely love ABBA. My auntie brought me up on ABBA, so I've been an ABBA fan since I was about 3. Um, so it was a really big one for me and my auntie, for me to get this job, and it really was a pinch me moment. And every night we get to the finale, and we do the mega mix, and we're singing ABBA to 1,100 people, singing ABBA back at us, and it's a real sort of appreciation of ABBA's music and the joy that it brings, and that kind of never stops being a pinch me moment. It's one of those things that
Mm.
when some performers talk about a show wearing off, and in the sense that basically you've done the material that many times that you become sort of climatized to it. It's one of those things that the Mamma Mia finale kind of I still haven't got to that point yet. Because it's so joyous. So yeah, I would say that's my pinch me moment.
That's
Yeah,
like a dream role, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely, and it's a good fun one, and they allow me to do it properly Yorkshire. I'm a
Yeah.
proud Yorkshireman, and they've allowed me to do it really Yorkshire, really characterful. And my hometown Halifax gets a mention in the show, which I really like, and that's something that I feel sort of quite proud of. So yeah, absolutely love it.
How long have you been doing it for?
So we started at the start of October, and
Wow.
yeah, I'm not staying for another year. I mean, I absolutely love the job, but I've decided to sort of move on and
Yeah.
and look elsewhere. But yeah, so we've got about just under 3 months left. Yeah, we finish around the 4th of October or something like that.
yeah.
So not long now. But yeah. But we've been doing it for about 9 months now.
Is that including like preparation?
So rehearsals were about sort of 5 weeks before that. So the contract's probably been just over like 10 months probably.
Wow.
So yeah, but it's gone very fast, very fast. It's been a very enjoyable production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be such a fun experience as well.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, a lot of the like magic happens off stage, but what is one of the craziest things that has happened behind the scene?
I was trying to think of this earlier, and I was trying to think of because it's weird. I don't really have like I've got one that I can probably point out, which was when I was on Jamie. We were on tour at oh no, probably not that one. Actually, probably when I was on Bugsy, we were in Coventry, and um, so for warm up, we usually all come to stage, and then there is a speaker that is put on stage, and then the dance captain will connect their phone to it and then play the music.
Yeah.
And basically, we started a show, and we didn't realize that the speaker had been left on stage, downstage
No.
left, and we didn't realize that the dance captain was still connected to the speaker. So he was backstage and he was like, say, scrolling through Instagram. And I was with him and he was like, "Oh, the sound's just not coming through. As in, like, the sound's not coming up.
Oh
And it's
no.
because it was, do you know what I mean? With belting out into the audience, into the auditorium, like in the middle of like a really quiet scene. So
Wait,
that's
was there people in there?
yeah, no, it was during a show. It was during a
Oh,
show
no.
when there's people on stage and there's this
Oh
speaker just, do you
no.
know what I mean? Like on Instagram sort of reels or something like that, blurting out to the audience. So yeah, that was quite funny.
The poor
th-
people
yeah,
on stage. They must have been so clueless.
yeah, absolutely. Like that, yeah, stuff like that happens all the time. And we had a situation the other week on Mamma Mia where the tech went down and all the lights went out. Um, and we were just left on stage in darkness. That was
Oh.
another one. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to actually pinpoint it down. The stuff that goes on backstage is really fun. From, do you know what I mean, games of mini golf backstage to various competitions to
Yeah.
yeah, like companies do all different things that like because the show is always usually the same, the material's all the same, what happens backstage is always very varied, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Like companies do a lot to kind of um keep morale high in a cast, particularly on tour and things like that. So a lot of companies will have games backstage. They'll be having a game of uh
Mini
like
golf.
murder mystery, like mini golf. We've played. Um, I've seen people playing rugby backstage, which probably isn't.
Wow.
Probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, loads of different things. Sometimes yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I can't really actually pinpoint that down to like one actual situation. Probably that situation on Bugsy, but that's not even that big of a thing.
Mm.
And I've not really been on a show where there's anything massively technical that's gone wrong backstage.
Mm.
That's usually because backstage departments are really, really efficient, and health and safety is really, really sort of strong. So it's actually rare that anything sort of crazy has happened. I've not really come across anything, so I can't really comment on other things that I've heard of other people. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you some quick fire questions. You ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Pre-show snack.
Milk. I drink 2 pints of milk every day.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't even ask. Don't even
That's
ask. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Worst,
2 pints of milk.
worst audition song choice.
Um, I have to, from my personal experience, Together Again from Young Frankenstein, because I absolutely butchered it.
Show you wish you were in.
Singing in the Rain.
Craziest
Ooh.
costume you've worn.
Probably Bugsy underdressing about 2 3-piece suits under a down and out jacket. That's probably.
Gosh.
Standing ovation or opening night.
Probably standing ovation.
Yeah.
There's nothing more than an audience's reflection that they've enjoyed it than
Yeah.
a standing ovation.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, standing ovation.
Thomas, this has been such a treat. Thank you for joining us on the Skipping Through Theatre podcast.
No, thank you for having me on. I think it's really great what you guys are doing. It's really great to see that young people are trying to inspire more young people. It's always seen that sort of people in the industry are trying to inspire young people, or people that have got to where they are going back and inspiring. But for you to
Yeah.
be of that age group and also inspiring your peers. I think it's really, really important, and I think it's really important to keep theatre going as an art form. It's not until you engage with theatre that you realise how valuable it is, and not just on a professional level. It's I think this is probably a message that I would probably say to a lot of young people is you don't have to look at it as a career option to engage in it. Theatre is like, and the example I always use is people that say go and play football on a Sunday, as part of like Sunday League. You'll have like dads in their 40s going and still playing Sunday League because they did it as kids. Now, sometimes there's this expectation that as soon as you get to 16 or sort of 18, that you've either got to audition, and if you don't get in anywhere, then you kind of just stop theatre and that's it. You're going into a normal job and
It's
forget
free
about
for
it.
all ages.
Absolutely, and it's about getting involved in like Amdram or local choirs and things like that. Like
Yeah,
theatre
definitely.
is a joyous thing that brings people together. It shouldn't just be about the commercial side of it and about the professional side of it. It's about the joy of what theatre brings, and particularly to communities. So and thank you for doing your part in the sort of like theatre industry of like inspiring your age group. It's really important to keep that generations of theatre lovers going.
And if you enjoyed listening to the podcast, please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, plus all the streaming platforms, and also share with your fellow theatre lovers. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Skipping Through Theatre podcast with Nathan and Maddie.